Hey everyone, we're here at CitizenCon 2016, the Star Citizen event. I'm joined by Chris Roberts.
Hello everybody, how you doing?
Before getting to that, all of this coverage is brought to you by Antec and their new Cube MITx case as designed by Razer, which is shown on the screen now, supports full custom loop water cooling. You can learn more in the link below. Chris, can you give us a quick recap, your own impressions of the event that you just put on, then we'll go into some of the details.
No, I mean, look, it's always, all these events are fantastic, Gamescom, CitizenCon, but I mean, CitizenCon's, sorry, I'll get my hand out of there. CitizenCon's, it's about the community. I mean, we wouldn't be here without the community. They've supported us, enables us to grow to the size we have, enabled us to sort of build the technology that we're working on now, which is far beyond whatever I pictured or envisioned when I first pitched Star Citizen. I mean, I dreamed about this stuff, but I didn't think I'd be able to be doing it so early. And I mean, it's great. I mean, the energy, it's like you think about it, you put your presentations together, you do your demos, but when you actually get in the room and you feel the energy, it's a completely different thing. So I love it. I mean, it's a whole bunch of people that are really passionate for exactly the same game that I'm passionate for. And yeah, we're just a bunch of big space game geeks. I don't know what to say.
So for the immediate roadmap for people to watch out for, you had on stage some slides about 2.6, 3.0, then 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. So what are the major key points for folks to know about for each of those roadmaps?
Well, I mean, 2.6 is the one that we're going to have Star Marine finally out there, where we have this separate game mode for FPS. We're actually going to have two different maps, two different game modes. So we'll be able to have 24-player matches down to like 8-player matches. But essentially, it's allowing you to jump into a FPS PvP game quickly, sort of like what you'd be used to in Battlefield or Call of Duty or something, to sort of play FPS and not have to travel to a location to do it, or not have to risk the things you would risk normally in the game. And then we're sort of spending time also on Arena Commander, working on sort of the balance and how the ships feel when they fly and dogfight, and make the whole process of getting a new game, iterating, playing more and more matches, much simpler, easier to get into. And then things like, the cameras we're working on to make better. So essentially what we're trying to make is sort of the quick game experience that's sort of representative of like the dogfighting experience, or representative of the FPS experience, is there for you to access, to play with, to have fun with, while some of the bigger, sort of PU, persistent universe, the place that you'd explore in, we're continuing to flesh out, because there's a lot of people who just play Arena Commander right now, and we're going to have, I think, a lot of people that hopefully play Star Marine, and they'll be sort of practicing their skills, ready for showtime when the game becomes, the universe becomes bigger and things are more persistent.
I want to ask one question. So Squadron 42, I know we didn't see an unveil here today. Can you give kind of a reasoning why?
I mentioned when we interviewed before that I was hoping we were going to show one of so essentially in our process we're sort of story content complete, so we filmed all our stuff. We're very far along on most of the assets, and we have all the missions, chapters, however we call them, sort of blocked out, so what we call white box. Some are much further stages along, and we're taking one of them, which is what I was planning originally on showing here, to a final polished finish level, but it's very important to be that final polished finish level. So we got pretty close, but I didn't feel like we were close enough, and so for me on Squadron 42, that was sort of the commitment I made, is I'm going to show you it, but when it's ready. So we're not quite there yet. We're continuing on that, and we will show that when it happens. But that sort of sets the bar for the rest of it. So when all that's in, that's sort of like our ability to, because a lot of times until you start bringing everything to the final quality, you're not polishing the animations, you're not really stress testing the technology, you're not uncovering sort of the edge cases between things working. So that's a lot of what's been going on in the last, we've been working on this sort of Squadron 42 obviously for a long time, but even this final chapter for quite a while, trying to bring everything up, and we're not happy with something that's okay or good or kind of like some other game. It needs to be, people are moving around, it needs to be super fluid, and you don't feel like, oh, he's jumping between AI locomotion and then a PCAP scene, which you see all the time in games. So we weren't quite ready to show it. also, you kind of don't want to show too much stuff all at once. I mean, we showed a pretty
big
demo.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that's a problem. You know, like last year at Gamescom, we showed the Mario Tour where the characters were much more basic than they are now. And really 2.0 sort of overshadowed it, which was the large world and the procedural stuff. So for me, I kind of felt like if we're putting our best foot forward, and so I show the Crash Javelin demo with the big space worm that you saw twice, which you should have seen once. That's kind of what the experience will look like, and we're like, yes, this is what it will be. But on Squadron 42, it's like another little level beyond that. So we weren't quite ready there, but we have a couple more live streams this year. We do one in November, one in December. So tune in for those, and you never know what you'll see.
And all valid reasons, of course. If you want to see more about the demo, hit the link in the description below. We've already got a 2,000-word article online, covers all the stuff we just talked about here and more. So thank you as always, Chris.
Cool, no problem, Steve.
Good seeing you.
Thank you, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we'll see you all next time.
All right, see you next time, guys.